Hey Marcus, how are you? I'm waiting for somebody to come on here so I could do my guest live. How are you? By the way, don't forget to double tap on the screen. Yeah, I feel that. I feel sleepy too. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been feeling sleepy like all day. I feel like I've been forcing myself to stay awake. Like literally.
Visit deltadentalnn.org to learn more.
What?
I'm not waiting to come. I'm not looking for movement.
Okay, there we go.
Synchronicity. Looking for
Hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, finally we got the chance to do this.
For real, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think last time the problem was I was outside and the data was like bad. But now I'm in a house, so that's good.
Yeah, that works out. Hold on, I'm like trying to share out the live, so hold on. Hey, um, okay. How was your day?
It was really good. How was yours?
Resting, relaxing.
Yeah, that's good. That's like the best thing to do on Sundays, honestly.
Yeah, literally. It's just literally just for the most part just a chill day.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Yeah. So I'm happy that we finally got the chance to do this because I'm like, why does it seem like every time we try to go live, something pops up? I'm like,
No,
no,
for
no,
real.
it's
I'm like today it's gonna work. Period.
gonna work. Like the first time, like guys, like the first time we tried to go live, we had issues. It would not. I didn't have the option to have the the multicast feature. Then you had connections issues and you were outside. I'm like, damn, what the heck? Yeah, but neither here nor there. We are back in business, and I have Grace over here, um, ready to talk and share what her perspective is on manifesting. That's honestly part of the reason why I wanted to do these lives is because I wanted to give extra space for other creators to kind of come on and talk about their experience and manifesting, like have like a conversation that felt like it was like kind of like a FaceTime conversation.
Yeah.
Where like people got a chance to like know that there was other people, know what their success stories are, um, make it engaging and like have people be able to ask questions if they want to, but also just like that, that personalization that it gives. Because a lot of it seems like, oh yeah, it's overwhelming, but it's like when you have these
Mhm.
intimate conversations that make it look like, oh, you're having a FaceTime conversation. It looks like it, but you know, it
Yeah.
opens up that perspective.
Yeah, that's a really smart idea. So thank you for inviting me. Really like that idea.
Plus, on top of that, I'm doing what I wish when I started my platform, I had when I started. I didn't have
Yeah.
this when I started, and I had no idea what to do. And it can get a little intimidating building your social media platform.
Yeah, no, for real.
Right? So bringing people together shows that one, you're not in competition because you're not. I'm not in competition with you. You're not in competition with me. It's like we have, yes, we talk about similar things, but like we can still eat and win together.
Exactly.
So that's like the beauty of it. Guys, don't forget that if you're new to the live, do not forget to double tap on the screen because me and Grace will be not that it matters, but it would be doing us you would be doing us a favor when you are double tapping on the screen. Because when you double tap, it pushes the live out to more people to see both me and Grace talk about this amazing stuff. So make sure you're double tapping on the screen. So yeah, gonna throw that out there. You really do tell you really do tell TikTok that we're doing something right when you are double tapping on that screen. But yeah. How do we want to proceed and go move forward? How did you get into law of assumption?
So at first, it was kind of confusing. Like for manifestation, wait, am I cutting out or you can hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, so at the beginning of the journey, I was like basing all my information off other coaches and this and that, and I was just all over the place. I feel like my brain was scattered. Like, you have to do this, you have to do these methods at this time. Like, that was the type of person I was, and it was so stressful. And then all of that went away when I realized all you have to do is assume what you want and it's done. Like, two simple steps for anything. And I'm like, wow, I was stressing myself out for no reason. Like, those methods and techniques can work for sure, but it's like some coaches push it out like you have to do it or you're not going to get what you want. And I believed that at first because I'm like, oh, it makes sense. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to do this step and this step. But it's like, you're the one who makes the rules. No one's in charge of you. If that's what works for that manifestation coach or whoever it is, then that's what works for them. But it's not like one rule for everybody, you know? So I'm like, wait, if I can just assume something and it becomes true, like, I don't know. I just started to test it out and that's what works for me. So how about you?
I mean, I've been doing this for the past like 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been like an interesting. It definitely has been an interesting journey. I started with the typical, SP thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm not even manifesting the same SP anymore. That's how much of a journey that it's been. I'm manifesting an entire different person, but I manifested a lot of amazing things, a lot of things that probably to other people it would be deemed as impossible. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
but I got through it. Like my circumstances persisted through them like no tomorrow, and I'm still persisting. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going through the journey. I'm still like I'm not where I want to be, but I'm still
Exactly.
persisting.
And that's
Right.
so beautiful. Like, you can literally make any situation what you want, whether you perceive it as good or bad or whatever. You get to decide what you want to experience. It's so awesome. Like, I just took it. I don't know if you saw the video, but my gym is switching locations to a city closer to me. But for now, I'm going to one further away, and I'm like, I don't really want to pay for like my membership right now. And they're super strict, mind you. Like, they're super strict on it. It's like 100 a month or something. So they really want their money. And I go in there, I'm like, I'm not gonna pay. Who cares? And I haven't paid for 2 months. Like, what are the odds of that? Every time I go in, I'm just like, I'm not paying today, and I don't pay. But they are so strict. It's so weird. That was like the first time it clicked in my brain, like, wow, I am the creator. Like, I have the power to do whatever I want.
Wow.
It's like, actually, what are the odds of that happening every single time?
That's every single time that happening every single time. That's like, wait,
I know, it's like, wait a minute. It's like
like
my assumption's growing stronger and stronger each time they let me in. I'm like, I'm never paying again.
how does that happen? Like that does not happen very often. Hi, I'm not. That does not happen very often. So the fact that's happening is like, okay, yeah, that just goes to show you, like, all I have to do is just decide, like, literally.
Exactly. If I'm like, one day, if I'm like, yeah, they're gonna make me pay today, watch them make me pay. But yeah, that's crazy.
me, I kind of just like had this crazy epiphany analogy thing where I was just like, okay, we all say that the techniques, quote unquote, are they work. Like, okay, yeah, they work, but do they really work, or are we just saying that it works and it's really just us?
Right. Are we saying that it works and then it works because we believe it will work? Like, because honestly, I think that's true. Because some people will do techniques and they're like, it's not working. My desire isn't here yet. My SP isn't here yet. It's because they're believing that technique doesn't work, so it doesn't work. But if you believe it will work, it will. Like, have you heard of robotic affirmations?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
well, people have like success off that, and they also have like failure because it's really up to if you believe it's gonna work or not.
yeah. I mean, I have my own spiel of reference to like robotic affirmations. It's not that I don't think that they don't work. I just like have that mindset of I don't want to work harder
Hmm.
for my stuff. Like I want to be smart, be smart about it. And I think that when you are doing the robotic affirmations, like if it's what you want to do, fine, go ahead do it. But I feel like it takes out too much energy when you could be putting that focus towards something else.
Exactly. And then people will push it. They'll be like, you have to, if you want to robotically affirm correctly, they'll say 10,000 times a day. I'm like, who's going to sit there and do that? Like, that, you're right. It's putting too much effort into it. And I feel like it's going to give you the opposite effects because you're trying to believe in something when it's already here. So why are you believing in the illusion that it's not? So I feel like you just say it one time and let it go and it will come regardless.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like how I feel. Plus, I'm very much a sleep with affirmation tapes or listen to subliminals girl. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't like the firming throughout the day. Like that's something that I'm slowly weaning myself off of. I was doing it. I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm just like I'm just trying to do this easy, simplified. I just want it easy. I'm not trying to do the hard stuff. It's already hard doing shadow work. I'm not trying to do all of that extra stuff to get what I want because I don't have to do anything extra. Like
Mhm.
if I want to listen to a subliminal, I can listen to a subliminal. If I want to listen to my affirmation tape, I listen to my affirmation tape. For the most
Right.
part, I think in the past 2 weeks, what my main focus has been gratitude, hope, practicing Ho'oponopono, doing meditation prayer, meta meditation, and heavily revising.
Hmm.
Literally been my main focus.
Yeah. Yeah, I also listen to like subliminals when I sleep, and sometimes I'll listen to like those rampages in the morning. But I feel like rampages help because it's like your brain still doesn't have to do any work, you're just listening. So,
I love high frequency guru.
oh, I was just gonna say if you follow her.
I do. I love her. I'm always going to sleep with her stuff
No,
on.
and I don't know, it works. Like, I love her subliminals and her rampages so much.
Like they work tripping. Like I don't know what she puts in her stuff.
Yeah, and you can
But
just tell, like, that's her passion. She loves what she does. So she puts that loving energy into what she does. It's gonna, like, spread to everybody who's listening. That's why I like, because I feel like a lot of other people who post subliminals on YouTube kind of do it for, like, monetization or, like, money. And and I also read that you never really know what they're saying subliminally, but I feel like she's actually speaking, like, good things to
yeah,
us. Like sometimes I don't know if you heard about this, but there's like this subreddit and they're like sometimes under subliminals they'll say the opposite thing and then like mute the voice down or whatever. Like I'm gonna make my own subliminals. I'm not gonna risk that.
I've definitely heard that. I made my own. Like at one point, I did make my own, and the one that I made, it was a subliminal, but it was like an affirmation tape, but it was a subliminal at the same time. And I was listening to it for like over. I was listening to it for quite a while. I was initially supposed to only listen to it for 90 days, and then 90 days turned into over a year. I obviously had to switch, like, which is why, like, I literally 2 weeks ago stopped listening to it, and that's why I've been just strictly focused on gratitude. It was like
Yeah.
I'm overdoing it. Like somebody, that I went live with a few weeks ago, they were like, "Yeah, I think it's time for you to switch it because like what you're basically saying is you don't have it." So I was like, you know what? All right, it's time. It's time because now, no, I have it. Like I don't have to listen to something, oh, as much as what I was listening to for if I already have it.
Exactly.
So, and from doing that, and it's like I'm seeing more movement from changing, like from changing that out and just practicing the gratitude and just focusing on what I've been doing as
Yeah.
opposed to that.
No, that's really smart. And yeah, I feel like during the day I'll catch myself like reacting to things in a way that's not in like alignment with me right now, and I'll do the same thing you did. I'll be like, if I already have this, why am I acting like this? You know? Like why am I acting the opposite? And I shape up real quick.
Why would like it doesn't make sense? Like why if you already had your desire, like why would you be acting anything differently when you already have it? It's
Yeah.
I think we get so tripped up over it because we're like, oh well, no, you already have it. It's like
Mhm.
literally everything that I like. That's literally been my thing. Is no, it's already done. I already have it.
Done, literally. There's nothing you need to do. You say it or you even think about it one time and it's done. It's like everything that you could possibly imagine or see. Oh, what's that quote? It's like if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. That's so true. Like if you can see it once, it's yours.
It is
Because there's nothing we can't see. Like that just means that the possibilities are endless.
no, but that's true. Like you can't just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
You're right.
Right. We can't see air, but we know it exists.
Absolutely.
Like you know that you're breathing. Make
That was
that make sense.
yeah. That was another thing that made it click that so, like I'm putting in too much work for no reason. This dude commented on one of my videos. He's like, think of your subconscious mind as like your lungs. Like they're working by itself. You don't have to tell your lungs to breathe. And your conscious mind is like the awareness of yourself breathing. Like it's just like what's the word? It's just like instant, you know, or whatever. It just happens. So your conscious mind is like the awareness of breathing, while your subconscious is your actual lungs. I think that's a really good analogy because it really clicked. I'm like, I don't have to do anything. The subconscious is already working or whatever to pull it into my existence.
Yeah. That your subconscious literally knows exactly what you want.
Hmm.
Like it knows what you want. So if it knows what you want and it does all these other automatic things, what makes you think it's not going to bring you what it is that you want?
Right. It's like you are your biggest enemy when it comes to manifesting. Nobody can take it from you or give it to you. It's all because of you. You're the only one who can give it to yourself. And if you're in that suffering self sabotage, it's literally self induced. And that was like another thing that like was a slap in the face. I'm like, wait, I'm the creator of my own suffering. Because I used to be the biggest like victim ever. Like I used to be like, why is this happening to me? Why is this person doing this? And it's like, girl, it's you. It's literally you. Everything is you. I'm like, damn.
Literally, like it's not hard, but we make it hard, but it's not hard.
Exactly. And I don't know, like consuming too much content, which I used to do, is consume way too much content from different creators and try to like do everything that they're saying. And it's like you are the creator of your own reality. They are not. Whatever they're saying is what works for them. It does not mean it's going to work for you. That was like the biggest thing I had to change because I'm like, I used to get like addicted to watching YouTube videos on like Neville Goddard and all this stuff. And I'm like, and it's time for you to just like cut all of that out and assume whatever you want is done. That's all you have to do. Because I'm like, why are you like waiting on external validation when everybody is you pushed out? So it's like, do you not trust yourself? Because why would I need validation if I have the confirmation I need within myself already? Like, dang, then stop consuming that. content. I'll still watch some sometimes though.
I
There's
still
this, yeah,
love it. Like not all of it. I have my preference. Like I obviously have my preferences of like who I watch. I'm
yeah.
very selective now. Like I have to know the energy and who it is that I'm watching,
Hmm.
as opposed to like just watching anybody because not everybody has your best interest.
No, for real. And a YouTube channel that I stand by, like you should check him out. It's called Be Something Wonderful. Have you seen him? Bro, that oh my gosh, literally love him. That's my favorite channel ever, like of all time. That's the channel I'll probably forever watch. I can't let him go.
Yeah, that's him. But I also love Sean from Here Nor There.
Hmm. I
He's
haven't
really
heard of him.
I'm like clockwork. He always comes up, and like clockwork. I always mention him, but I might be biased because I'm one of his mods.
Yeah.
I might be biased. But he grew his YouTube channel to almost like 30K in the past like 6 months, and he had it in like started in January. So I'm like,
Hmm.
but he gives that no BS perspective to
Yeah.
the.
It sounds like there's this channel and his channel name is The Power of I Am, and he talks about a lot of the same stuff as Be Something Wonderful. And he started his channel like 5 months ago, I think, and he literally is like first video, bam, bam, bam. He only has 20 videos on his account, but he has like 50K now.
I think I know
Like,
who you're talking about.
yeah, it's like the bald dude with glasses,
Yeah, I think I know who
you
you're
know.
talking
Yeah. He just talks about a lot of the same stuff as the Be Something Wonderful. But he
about.
does like the no BS content too.
Yeah, I like hearing the guy perspective
Hmm.
lately because I'm like, oh, well, there's not many guys that are talking about this stuff, so like, give them a watch and hear what they got to say because not many are, talking about it. So go support them and hear what they got to say.
Yeah.
I definitely think it helps to broaden the horizons and
Mhm.
hearing about manifesting from a guy's perspective.
Right.
I like to think of them like, oh, well, if this is my SP. If this is my SP making content like this was what he would be saying. Like, that's kind of
Love
how I
that.
like to think about it.
But yeah, I do like everybody's perspective because it's like all so different, but it's all the same.
I like to give analogies. Like when I post, I like to give analogies, but like when I'm posting, I talk to my. I'm posting for people, but I'm actually really posting for myself.
Yeah.
So when I'm making the
No.
content, it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
I know I'm posting this to help you guys, but it's like, oh no, I'm actually posting this so I can go back and rewatch it.
That's actually so true because I'll catch myself like doubting sometimes, and I'll be like, "Girl, do you even like even your own self like a couple days ago said this? Like, just listen to yourself." It helps so much though. Like, I'm so like glad we're able to post our content because it's like little journal entries that you can always go back to.
That part, like, they are literally little journal entries. That's why I'm like, yeah, this is helpful to go back to. I mean, even a child could watch it and manifest.
Right.
Like that's how easy digestible that it is because a child could literally watch it and be like, "Oh, this was super easy."
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure if I had a child right now that they would probably be like a little manifester, master
I
manifester.
think about that a lot actually. I'm like, if I had kids right now, like how would I actually raise them? They'd actually probably have superpowers or something.
Yeah, exactly. So
They're not going to be limited ever in their entire life.
I feel like if I had a child right now, that's exactly how they would be. They would be literally master manifestors before
Mhm.
they even turn one.
Especially because when you were a child, like I believe our consciousness was like at an all-time high. Like I remember actually having these vivid imaginations, and I would like see it in my real like physical reality. It was insane. And then over time, you know, media, the government, all that BS, the teachers, schooling, like covered it, brought your awareness down. But what if that was never taken away from you as a kid?
What would, damn. Yeah, I don't know.
I think
That
about that a lot. It's like, dang.
if
Hmm.
that was never taken away as a kid, that would make for some very interesting stories to say the least, because you don't, kids are literally the future.
Yeah.
And what you tell kids on a regular basis, eventually they believe that.
Hmm.
So you have to be careful with what you're teaching kids. But I
Hmm.
don't think we realize that. Like, we don't
Bro, that's what I'm
realize.
saying. We need to be teaching this stuff in school, like literally engraving it in their brains so they can do this for the rest of their life. Because, like, I do this, um, what's it called? Like this before school tutor thing too. It's like for college readiness. And it's like they're just feeding their brains with nonsense and BS and teaching them that you have to work a job, you have to do this. And it's like every single one of them is so unlimited and they don't even realize it because they're just going by what the authorities say. You have to, like, or whatever their parents are saying too, you have to go to school and get a 40-hour a week job. Like, F that.
Like, you can do it if you want to, but don't think you have to. It's like,
Exactly.
you can do it if you want to.
Right. Do whatever makes you happy and feel good.
I think people, the, I think society's limitations make it difficult for you to change that perception because of that society.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot, actually, so much effort to get that belief out of your head because it will still creep up on me sometimes. I'm just like, nope. But it does take conscious effort. Just like I hear a lot of people saying, if manifesting is so easy, why isn't everybody a millionaire? Why doesn't everybody have their dream life or whatever? But it's like the same thing as saying, why doesn't everybody go to the gym if they have access to a gym? It's like not a lot of people are willing to be persistent. You said you've been doing this for years. Most people will give up if they don't get their manifestation or whatever they're desiring in like a week or a month. But it takes so much time, so much more time than people realize. Like it's instant, but at the same time, it's not.
It's very much instant, but like you said, it at the same time it's not very instant.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely, some things I've gotten instantaneously, some things I have not gotten it instantaneously. I know I'm still working towards my one of my money manifestations, which is the being a billionaire. I'm still working on it.
Mhm.
But when you come from lack, how the hell do you expect
Yeah.
to like, go from lack to being a billionaire?
That's what I'm saying. And there's like there could be millions of beliefs that are stopping the billion from hitting your account right now because I saw you repost some of her videos. I forgot what her name is, but she does that too. She's like 10 million can just hit your bank account right now. Do you know who I'm talking about? Um I forgot her name. It's like OQULUS or something. I'll send you one of her videos after this. But she's always like you have she just her page is all about you have whatever you want instantly. But I feel that our whole life we're told money's hard to get, so how can we go from that to I'm a billionaire instantly?
Like, you gotta do the action. Like, that's where the listening, the subliminals, and the affirmation tapes go hand in hand, because like you have to do that. Like last week, I think on Monday, I was just experimenting. And I was like, you know what would happen if I just focused on one affirmation?
Yeah.
Like, just focus on this one. And so all day I just focused on one affirmation, which was I've always been a billionaire, right? That was the only thing that I focused on. I didn't focus on anything else. I didn't focus on my SP stuff. I didn't focus on, it was just that one. So I was like, all right, I don't know what's gonna happen, but okay. No, this, you know, I'm not expecting anything of it. Very next day, I had randomly decided that I was gonna go sit in this store. It's called Williams Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're in they're by Columbus Circle and whatnot. So I was like, I don't. I'm just gonna sit in here because I like to go in there to like visualize stuff in my house.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, I asked them if they were hiring. Why the hell I decided to ask them? I have no desire to work. Like I have no desire whatsoever to work a part-time job, let alone in retail. No desire. Why on
Yeah.
earth? I got no clue. I She invited me to come back for an interview
Mm-hmm.
that same day, a group interview. I applied to be a cashier.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm applying for a cashier. I have no experience as a cashier. Um, but in my head, as she's telling me, like, she's saying, Martha Stewart's gonna be at the place, Bobby Flay, Eva Longoria. I'm like, wait a minute, these people got money. She said the Prince of Morocco shop there.
Oh.
Somebody dropped $70,000. I was like,
Hmm.
huh, okay, all right. I see what's happening. I see what's happening. What are the odds that I get a job working as a cashier at this place? Have no desire to work here, but I just so happen to get a job after a full blown day of saying that I've always been a billionaire, and now I get to see how wealthy people spend their money.
Dang. Yeah. I don't believe coincidences exist. So that was completely meant for you.
Yeah,
What store is it called again?
Williams Sonoma.
Nice.
It's like,
Are you gonna work there?
yes, it's seasonal. Hi, Toya. Um, it's definitely seasonal, and I was like, yesterday I had a training yesterday, and the training, like, I was training to be on the register, and I'm shadowing, and somebody comes up, I'm ringing them up,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody comes up and they just drop $1,000. If I
Hmm.
told you how many items they had, I think it was at least 10 items. Just
Dang.
10 items, $1,000, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, they didn't even bat an eye.
That's another thing like I've been trying to do too. Like if I love money coming in, I have to love money going out too, or I'm gonna be in a constant lack cycle. Because giving and receiving is one thing. That's one thing I'm struggling with like the money because you can't expect to get a lot if you're not willing to like spend and invest in yourself.
That part. I was
Because
like,
I used to be like Mr. Krabs. I'm not gonna lie, penny pincher, like not saving every penny. I'm like, girl, because remember that trip I just went on? Like I didn't care. I spent so much money, but it's like you know what? That money's coming right back. Like it never left. And girl, and guess what? All the money I spent on that trip did come back today. Like I ended up selling this perfume I've been trying to sell today, and this old man needed help moving in the neighborhood, and he offered like some money to help him for a couple hours move. So I just did that today and sold the perfume, and the money from the trip was back today. I'm like,
see?
so yeah, I'm like, we're actually so powerful. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Because the whole, if I would have been on that trip crying about every dollar I spent, or like getting sad that I'm spending money that I saved, then it probably would have been gone forever. Because I'm like holding on to it so tight, don't leave. But it's like when you can spend it with love, doing something you love. Because I love traveling. It's like the money has to come back to you because it's all in this like energetic circle. But if you spend it in scarcity or lack, then you're gonna attract more lack and scarcity. So I've been testing that out. It actually works really well.
yeah. I think that's where I'm at. And that's why I'm like, okay, I need to see how. I wanted to see how the wealthy spend their money. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a perfect way. Plus, apparently, the store brings in $1 billion. I was like, oh,
And you can, let's say like what was it? Martha Stewart comes in your aisle and you can like have a conversation with her. Like that's a perfect opportunity.
yeah.
That's really good.
Like the girl told me yesterday, she was like, "Oh, $1,000 is nothing." We literally had somebody spend 20 grand. They had to do two separate transactions because they only limit you like 50 items at a
And that's
time.
not like pocket change to them.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay, yes, circulate that money freely.
For
And like
real.
seeing them
That's like
do
the
that.
best that's like the best advice ever because I grew up with my mom always, or like my parents always saying, save your money or don't buy that, don't buy this because you have to save, do this. Or don't buy that thing, it's too expensive. Buy whatever you want. That money's gonna come back somehow. Like you just have to trust. Who knew I was gonna sell that perfume? It's so random. Or that the random old man needed help moving and I decided to say yes. Like there's just things that will happen for you when you allow things to happen.
That part. I mean, I've been getting sales on my TikTok shop, so that also shows. And it's like the most random thing. What is actually my best product that's selling on my TikTok is the most randomest product ever because it's just a pack of mints.
What like what are the odds? Like
It's literally a pack like it's literally these.
no way.
That's literally what has been selling on my TikTok. I'm like, out of all the products that has been selling, it's this. But I think it's the video. The reason why it's selling is because how I'm marketing it
Yeah.
is I'm not marketing it as something that you use as mint because this is it's for dry mouth.
Hmm.
So when you put the mints in your mouth, it makes your mouth more watery.
Yeah.
So I made a video giving that example, but I was like, yeah, most of us females, we're not using this for what it's supposed to be used for. Most of
Oh
that's what's
no.
making it sound. I think that's what's making it sound. Because I mean it's a mint, but hey,
I mean, it worked. The
it works.
marketing worked, so
People are buying it. I was like, oh, all right.
I love that. Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the most unexpected things happen. Like I used to be like, you know what? I'm gonna win the Mega Millions tonight. It's like you can't like yeah, I'm a millionaire, but you can't just be like, this is how it's gonna happen. So telling the universe like it must happen this way or it's never gonna happen.
That part. But even there was a I even did a collab with another creator. Her name is Elizabeth Ann. And when I
Mhm.
reached out to her to do a live with her, the very next day I got a order from her. She purchased my one of my Lightroom presets.
Aw.
And I was like, I made my first sale on my Lightroom presets because of her. But had I not reached out to her to do a live, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah. I love watching their lives.
Thank
Having
you.
like-minded people have these conversations. It's really good.
Just you just bring a different space. Like it brings more people and it brings more awareness to this stuff, and it gives the ability for us both to grow. Like whoever I'm collaborating with the opportunity to both grow.
Right.
So it's like it's creating that win-win.
Hmm.
Like you have your vision for the world. I have a vision for the world, and I really want to be able to help people, but I know I can't be the only one wanting to help. I can't do it by myself. You gotta
Exactly.
enroll people in your vision,
Hmm.
which I know is like a contrary. It's a contradiction because then people are like, "Well, just shh about your desires," but it's like, no. I think if you can, there's a level of shushing that you have to do, but don't be afraid to speak your truth because you want to enroll people in the vision.
Exactly. Always stay true to your authentic self. Yeah, don't hide anything for anyone. That just kind of shows a lack mindset if you're like hide your desires because you don't believe there's enough for everybody.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily, it's not even a matter of like hiding, like, it's like, oh, you can hide them, but it's like, if you already had the desires that you already have,
Right.
wouldn't you be talking about them already?
Exactly. And if you are scared of what people are going to think, or you're scared someone's going to interfere with your manifestation, you're letting them have power over your manifestation, which you're not supposed to do anyways. So, like, I'll tell anybody, and if they have, like, they're like, oh, that sounds really hard or that's impossible, that's not going to affect me at all because I know it's possible. Like, if you allow their beliefs to dictate what you believe, then don't talk about your desires with people. But if you know and if you trust in yourself, then it should be fine.
Yeah, like that's literally just that easy. I literally manifested my way through school with telling
Mhm.
people. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I do this, and this, and this. I'm in school for this, and this, and this. I'm going to get a master's degree in this, and I'm planning on getting a PhD. You know how many people were just like, you're really smart, that
Yeah.
just wanted to just naturally help me on my journey, just naturally support me? Had I not spoke up, had I not introduced myself, had I not said anything, some of these people don't know me from a hole in the wall. If I meet them in person, they're never gonna see me again.
Exactly. No, I was the same way. I used to hold myself back so much. Like, oh, what should I say if they ask this? So one time, this boxing coach at my gym, he had a conversation with me, and he's like, what do you really want to do? And I sat there and thought for a minute. I'm like, well, I really want to help people like on their spiritual journeys and like help them develop their like mindset or whatever. And he like actually like gave me a business opportunity. So it's like what you said. You never know. Like everybody is the right person, right? So just tell everybody. Don't need to hide anything from anyone.
Like, you don't know who's gonna listen.
Exactly. You don't know who you're gonna run into.
You have no idea.
All
Like,
right, that could be your literal manifestation right there. You're manifesting money. That could be your business partner to jumpstart your billionaire business. Like nobody knows, so just always go for those opportunities.
yeah, that part. Like, even if I do a live, like, I reach out to
Hmm.
anybody. I don't know who's gonna know people, who's gonna know people. I don't
Hmm.
know who knows any, like, if anybody knows anybody famous. I don't know.
Right.
So I just keep reaching out. Like, I don't. And I've reached out to some pretty hefty creators on here that to ask them if they would be willing to go live. And for the most part, I've gotten pretty much almost everybody that's pretty much said yes.
Hmm.
Some of them I have to wait, like, I'd have to wait a little bit. But other than that, you don't know who knows people who know people.
Exactly.
Like, you have like be even this even you being on the live, you don't know who's gonna touch, like who's gonna watch the replay and be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go support Grace. Like, you have no idea.
Exactly. There's this YouTube channel. It's called That Was Epic, and he'll literally go on people's live on Twitch or TikTok or whatever, and give them like 10K, 20K, just like that. Like, see, you don't even know if he's gonna pop up on your live. Like, the possibilities are endless.
Like, you have no idea. Like, you have no idea who's watching you and who's not, because there are people who watch you who are not even saying anything at all.
Hmm.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
like that to me is so crazy to think about it, but it's true. Like, there are people who are watching you who do not say nothing.
Mhm. Hmm.
They just lurk. They're just there to lurk. I say that as I know my SP watches me. Child. I promise you, she's just having fun. She's just really happy.
Love that. Wait, what state do you live in?
I live in New York,
Ooh, that's nice.
but I'm ready to leave. I'm
Why?
ready to leave. I'm overstimulated.
Yeah. What do you live in? Like near New York City?
I live in the city. I live in the city,
Dang.
so I'm like hella overstimulated. Um, it's a little overwhelming being here. I feel like I'm in survival mode,
No.
and I don't want to be in survival mode. But
Yeah.
I have this nagging gut feeling that I'm supposed to be moving soon.
Same though. Like after that trip, I'm like, yeah, I'm moving here.
I'm supposed to be moving. I'm moving. I don't know how. I know the. I know where I'm moving to. I just don't know how the heck I'm getting there.
Yeah. That's kind of like the point I'm at. Like, I'm ready for external change. I've like been in the same area my whole life. I'm like ready for the next chapter. I keep seeing so many signs too. Like I took a trip to Oregon and I keep seeing Oregon like license plates everywhere. I live in Minnesota, so that's like rare.
That's definitely rare. I keep seeing Texas license plates everywhere.
Oh, are you trying to go to Texas?
That's what I'm trying to go.
Yeah, Texas is nice.
Yeah, I've been there twice. I've been there. I've been to Waco, Texas, and Dallas, Texas.
Hmm.
Where I want to move, I have not been.
You want to move to like Houston?
That's where I'm trying to move. My Steve lives there, but I'm not moving for him. He's just the cherry on the cake. He's just the cherry on top of the cake. Just you know, want to be somewhere different. I tried LA. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It definitely did not work. But it does give me the same perspective that I had, which that I have now, which is um when I leave New York, and maybe this is might be my assumption. Um, I do very well when I leave New York,
Hmm.
but when I'm here, I feel stuck. I feel stagnant.
No, that's the exact same situation I'm in right now. Like everywhere I go, I know people because I've been here my whole entire life. I'm like, get me out of here. Like I don't know about you, but I don't like running into people from high school at like grocery stores. Like, get me out of here, please. I need a new start.
I don't mind it. I do need a new start. I definitely
Yeah.
need. Like when I was living in California, I made $10,000 in 6 months by myself. I made
Yeah.
that. I
Dang.
promise. I made that in 6 months by myself.
So like the opportunities there are bigger or better.
For the most part, and I had no car.
Dang.
Yeah, I had no car, and I made somehow magically made $10,000 in 6 months by myself.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm like, okay, well, if I did that by myself, then I can do anything by myself. And when I moved out there, I literally took was like, oh yeah, I'll be back. I'll tell everyone I'll be back in like 3 or 6 weeks. 6 weeks turned into 6 months.
Oh,
Fun fact: I was so I literally bought a one-way bus ticket.
dang. That's really good though. You
Three
need
days.
that.
I literally bought a one-way bus ticket. It took me 3 days on the bus, and was out there. It was like, yeah, I'll be back. Never came back.
Oh.
Was it hard
Yeah.
at first? Yeah, it was hard, but
Hmm.
I, I made I made mountains move while I was out there.
Hmm.
So I'm like, if I could do that there, then I can do that in Houston.
Literally, you can do it anywhere. You can do
I
anything.
literally do it like literally do anything. The only difference is not now I have um now I have more resources and tools available to me that I didn't have back then that I
Yeah.
have now. Now I know that there's things like trusted house sitters where
Mhm.
I could literally house sit somebody's house for free. So it's like I could do that, and while I'm working on getting a job,
Mm-hmm.
and while I'm working on getting a job, then I could that helps me to get a car. Then after I get a car, then I could get an apartment, but it's still to the trusted house sitter.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
staying at those houses, free place to crash. So it's a good thing.
Everything always works out so good. And also you could do like a nanny gig or whatever, and then you have a place to be at the whole like day till evening, and you get
Yeah,
paid for it. So
I probably find a nanny gig a whole lot easier out there than here in New York.
mhm. And it pays actually so good.
So I've been wanting to get into the nanny thing, but here it's oversaturated here.
Yeah, I bet.
So, but either way, it's still gonna work out
Hmm.
because money always comes to us quickly and easily.
No, for real. We're literally the source of it. But yeah, our winters here are kind of insane. I'm not ready. Hopefully, it's a mild winter because we it usually it's the coldest it's got here is -40 degrees. I'm like, get me out of here.
Not
And
doing it.
schools, yeah, schools are still open for these children waiting at bus stops when it's like -15 degrees. It's insane.
Not doing it. Not doing it. You will be.
Right, get me out of here, please.
I'm barely gonna be here and it's cold. Like the weather here um it's bipolar. Like
Mhm.
one day it'll be like 60 in its 60s, like 50s, and then the next day it'll be like 80 degrees.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is how people get sick. Like, this is not.
yeah.
What are we doing here? We always have to walk out the house. We always have to walk out the house with like our winter coats because we really do not know how the weather is going to be for that day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the New Yorker. Hi Naya. That's like literally like the New Yorker joke is we don't know how our weather is going to be.
Yeah. Have you been there like your most of your life?
For most of my majority of my life, I've literally lived here. But I absolutely cannot stand it. I'm trying to be great, like I am trying to be grateful, and I'm trying to find the beauty in it so that I can, stay grateful and stay in that gratitude and not find things to complain about. So I'm trying to do that. But it's really testing my patience.
Yeah. I feel you. Like each day that goes by, I'm like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. Like it's annoying to know that there's somewhere that you're supposed to be and you're not there, and you can be there. It's like, uh, yeah.
You gotta find gratitude. That's why that
Hmm.
gratitude is definitely something that has to be worked on because it's very imperative that you work on gratitude.
Right, because once we get to where like you get to Dallas, once I get to Portland, are we gonna have the same mentality we're having now? Like as long as we're grateful now, we'll always be grateful. So.
Yeah, like that's something that I think we forget that aspect, and it's like you can't forget that. You can't forget to have that gratitude. Like be grateful that you have a roof over your head. And I think when you trickle in the gratitude, hi Iman. I think when you trickle in the gratitude, um, in there for the things that you already have, and then you trickle in the gratitude for the things that you don't have. I feel like that shifts a lot more things easily because like I'm already grateful for this, so I'm already grateful for that for the next thing because I'm already grateful for this.
Bro, I get on like the Abraham Hicks rampages. I'll be like, I'm grateful for this, and then just go on for like 10 minutes. It just takes, yeah. Whenever I feel like those negative thoughts or whatever, I'm just like, the easiest way to snap out of that is gratitude.
Literally, I don't know what people like that. Gratitude and unconditional love are
Hmm.
they go hand in hand.
like yeah, I've been around people and it's just like they don't understand that concept and they're in this constant either they're constantly gossiping or they're constantly complaining about something. It's like you should just be grateful.
Hard to not fall into an abundance of gratitude once I start. Yeah.
Right, it's like a light switch. It's like, oh, you're feeling down, you turn it on and it stays on.
Like, what? Just find gratitude in everything, and the beauty in everything. You have a roof over your head, gratitude. You have money in your bank account, gratitude. You have friends, gratitude. You're doing this live, gratitude. There's
And it's
gratitude in
true.
everything.
And there's everything is neutral, so nothing is bad unless you perceive it as bad. So why don't you perceive everything as good or at least a learning experience?
That
Like,
part.
yeah, there's
That
some
part.
things that I react to today that I would not have reacted the same a couple months ago. It would have literally made me crash out. But I'm like, how is it worth crashing out? You know, like what are emotions to me? I'm the center of it all. If that makes sense. I can choose if I'm gonna react a certain way or not. But honestly, reacting defensively or angrily or whatever is just gonna lead to worse stuff down the road from my experiences. I'm just like, what is this thing that used to piss me off? What is this teaching me? If I react the same way, I'm gonna stay in the same place and not grow.
Mm.
But sometimes I don't know, it's kind of a confliction in me because I'm like sometimes you do have to feel that anger or that sadness and you just let it you feel it all and then you let it go. Don't attach to it. So sometimes I'm like, should I like let it feel it all or should I just be like just be grateful and be uplifted immediately?
Yeah, you gotta be great. You gotta be grateful because
Mm-hmm.
energy is neither created nor destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make a TikTok about this somehow, and it's gonna probably end up being a longer YouTube video. But the TikTok idea that I had was, have you heard of entropy?
Mm-hmm.
So entropy, with the law of thermodynamics, is basically the universe experiencing itself
Mm-hmm.
in chaos.
Hmm.
So I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Like I might be onto something if you have entropy and the broadly the degree of disorder or uncertainty in a system, the degradation of the matter and energy in the universe to an ultimate state of inert inert uniformity. Entropy is a general trend of the universe toward death and disorder. I know that's a little bit much.
Mm-hmm.
However, if we are the universe experiencing itself, when you have chaos or disorder or anything that is the opposite of what you are manifesting, that's entropy at its place. And you need the entropy to experience something different because it has to boil up. That's the energy being transmuted into
Hmm.
something good. You can't have one without the other. You can literally you can try as much as you want to try to be like, oh, I'm not gonna experience a purge or whatever the case may be, but you cannot bypass the laws of physics.
Mm-hmm. So it's like the duality of our experience.
Basically, that's literally basically what it is. And then it's like, okay, the first law of thermodynamics, you will recall from chapter 5 that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Therefore, the total energy of the universe is constant. Energy can, however, be converted from one form to another or transferred from a system to the surroundings or vice versa. If you learn that, because I had to take cell and molecular biology, and
Mm-hmm.
at first it didn't click for me while I was taking it. I was like, I get it, but I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But cell and molecular biology at its core is the basics in everything that we do. It's the basics in neuroscience, it's the basics in biology, being a doctor, it's the basics in nutrition, like, because at the end of the day we are still cells, have
Mm-hmm.
like we're still a cell, like even though we have, flesh and blood or whatever, we are all cells. Like trees are cells, everything is a cell. So with that said, understanding cell and molecular biology for what it is, then you understand that all you are is an energetic being.
Mm-hmm.
And if you understand that you're an energetic being and you understand the laws of physics, you're going to be able to manifest faster. You're going to be able to manifest all the things that you want because now you understand the governing laws of physics. Forget the humanity, like the human laws. No, we're talking about universal laws.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the universe is. This is how the universe was created. The universe was created with entropy.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are the universe, that entropy aspect is goes hand in hand
Mm-hmm.
with what you're creating, and you have to use. If you understand the entropy, then you understand and the thermodynamics and all of the energy, then you understand how to transmute it, and you understand that that perspective or that experience that you're in, that chaos that you're in, is going to be transmuted into something amazing. You just gotta stay with it.
That's interesting because that makes sense when you have that chaotic experience or whatever and you turn your back on it or you deny it. It's like you're trying to destroy the energy that can't be destroyed. So you just have to allow yourself to just experience everything. That's
Literally,
interesting.
I didn't think about it. Like I didn't think about it, and I was like, "Oh wait, okay, no, this is something that I need to talk about." But I wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure of it
Mhm.
before I started like speaking on it. But I think something in me clicked today. I was like, you know what? This does make sense. It makes so much sense. The energy. It's the energy. You're transmuting energy.
Mhm. Hmm.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Dang.
Like, it makes, you're like, wait, how am I? No, you're literally transmuting energy.
And that's literally all everything is. That's what it is. That's what our life is. Pure energy.
And just
Hmm.
because something is relaxing doesn't mean that you're not going to get what you want. Just because it looks like you're not going to get what you want. Damn. Yeah, I am a little mini scientist. I can't help it though.
Wait, what's your major for masters?
Um, my my undergrad I was undergrad in holistic psychology with a specialization in expressive arts therapy, and then a double minor in cognitive neuroscience and photography, and then my master's degree is in mindfulness.
Nice.
But I still have a whole long way to go because I still have a PhD in
Yeah.
neuroscience to get. So I still have a whole way to go.
For neuroscience, what do you want to do? Like be a psychiatrist, or would you want to be like?
I don't think I want to be a psychiatrist, like a psychiatrist. I really just want to be a I really just want to do research in neuroscience.
Hmm.
Pairing that with consciousness, and manifesting. I really heavily want to study the brain activity for when people are listening to subliminals and affirmation tapes versus when they're listening to negative stuff on the TV, and see what the brain is doing while you're listening to these different things. That's what I really, really want to study. Um, but I need to get my hands on an fMRI machine to
Yeah.
do that. And that costs a lot of money. Um, but I really want to study that because we know it works. Like we all know that it works, but at the same time, what what is really happening in the brain? Like, okay,
Right.
we know this works, but what's going on? Like, what's the brain activity when you're listening to it during the day? What's the brain activity for when you're listening to it at night? What's going on in the brain when you're listening to negative programming on the TV or while you're watching a scary thing on TV? Like, what's happening in the brains during
Yeah.
to certain things? So,
Really interesting. I want to see that too. You'll definitely have to like show me all your results.
yeah, I'm gonna have to. I am gonna need people who are willing to be like I don't want to say lab rats.
No, I'll be your lab rat.
I don't want to say
Literally
lab
put
rats.
high frequency grow on and like hook it up to my brain and see what happens.
Just put the electrolobes, like the caps on the like the little caps on the brain on your noggin, and then let you go through there, and I can just watch it. Yeah, see what
Yeah.
happens.
So interesting. I would want to do that. That sounds so cool.
I genuinely think that it would be an interesting study just to be like, hey, like this stuff works, but okay, well, why does it work?
Like
What is
why?
it
What's
really
going
doing?
on to make it work?
Oh, that's my study that I'm planning on somehow getting myself into. Somehow, some way, I'm going to get that study started. I don't
And
know
have
how,
you
but I
noticed?
will.
Yeah, the more you like do subliminals and those rampages or whatever, the less you want to watch like normal TV or consume like other content. Is that the same for you? Yeah, I wonder what causes that too in your brain because I'll watch subliminals or whatever all day long if I could, but now it's like certain things that I watch on TV or whatever. I'm like, ew, get it off now.
Yeah,
And it didn't used to have that effect on me.
yeah, it's kind of been like that for me. Like that's how it's kind of been for me, but also at the same time, it's also been like I still watch like certain things. Like I still watch like my anime stuff, and like the stuff that I'm interested in. But I also noticed that I'm not big on watching news.
Yeah, yeah, that and just like normal TikTok. Like used to be on the 40 page forever, and now I'm like, I can't, I can't do that anymore.
Not interested. I'm very big on the not interested.
No, for real. Unless it has to do with like manifestation stuff. But even that can be like overconsumption is never good for anything.
I give myself my little breaks.
Hmm.
Like I keep myself. I also keep my phone heavily in do not disturb because
Yeah,
I
I
think
gotta
that's
work on lowering my screen
positive.
time in general.
So I think that's imperative. Like detoxing from your screen and
Mhm.
being on social media for a long period of time. I detoxed for like 6 months.
Dang, that's really good.
I was without social media for 6 months. People were like, "Where have you been? Focused on graduating?"
For real. And I bet like those 6 months were amazing.
I mean, it had its moments, but it did leave me clear minded. But it had its moments. There were
Yeah.
some moments where I was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Mhm.
And then there was other moments where I was like, damn, okay, yeah, hey legacy, um, but I made it through like a soldier.
Mhm.
I literally only got back on social media like the day that I graduated.
Hmm.
I literally took a break from January 4th of this year to the day that I graduated, which was May 18th.
That's really good.
It was a very that was a
Yeah.
very long break.
That right. That's a half a year break.
It was literally half a year. That's why I was like, I have to go. When I got back on, I was like, I have to go hard on my stuff. I gotta, and it's not even hard. Like, oh, I'm hustling hard for this. It's like, no, like I gotta be consistent.
Right.
Like I can't take no breaks. I can't afford to take a break when it
Mhm.
comes to my growth and my leveling up. Me getting back on here, yeah, I'm not playing around. And at first, I was like, I don't know what's. When I got back on, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then
Mhm.
I'm like, I think a couple of weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start reaching out to other manifesting creators and do these TikTok lives and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think from the moment I started doing that, that's when I started seeing my page grow tremendously more.
Yeah. It's a really good idea.
It definitely helped, like a lot. But
Yeah.
being consistent with doing lives is also like helpful because I know TikTok really does push out people who go live a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, and anybody who is scrolling on their For You page and saw this live, your videos are gonna pop up on their For You page like today or tomorrow. So.
So I'm like, yep, okay, I'm on the right track. So it pushes everything together. And then I take those replays and I'll go put it on YouTube.
Hmm. Wait, how
So
do you get the replays? Do I have access to it too, or just the host?
I have access to it on my end. I don't know how it goes on your end, which is why I want to test out this whole co-hosting thing because I
Yeah.
don't know how that like I genuinely don't know how it works, and I don't mind the multi-guest, like I know how this works, but the co-hosting one I don't know how that works. So I want to test out at some point with somebody the co-hosting feature where let's you could go live on your end, and then I invite you as a co-host, and then we're like live. It shows that we're live together.
Hmm.
But I don't know if when I do that, if it's still gonna show you on the screen for the
Yeah.
re.
Dang. Well, we should test out after this and see if we both have access to the replay or not.
But I know on my end, I definitely have access to like the replay on my end. I
Hmm.
just don't know if it's gonna be like that on your end.
If you do, would you be able to email it?
Um, I could send you because what I've been doing is I'm been uploading it to YouTube, and then I've been
Hmm.
tagging the giving the tag in the title and the description.
Hmm.
And then I send you the link. I mean, you can obviously I could send you the if you DM me your number, I could
Hmm.
send you like the clips or whatever. The
Yeah.
video is too long to email,
Yeah.
like way too long. It's like I had one live where it was 3 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
So and it's not a bad thing that their lives are so like it's not a bad thing that their lives are so long, but yeah, it's they can get a little
Hmm.
it can get a little wiki wacky
Yeah.
with it. So I could send in like little clips or whatever, but that's probably as much as I could do because it's a really big file.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
But I can definitely send you the link too for the replay.
All right.
Yeah, that sleepiness, cause that sleepiness that I've been feeling is starting to to kick in, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stream for like 15 more minutes. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, me too.
Feeling
But
sleepy.
we should definitely plan another live ASAP.
We will. We definitely will. And next time we're gonna try it with the co-hosting.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna DM you my phone number right now.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. Well, so fun. Thank you so much for inviting me. All right. I'll talk to you in like a minute.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye.